I want to add this, that a game has been added to your regular TV schedule for Channel 38. The Sox against the Orioles on Wednesday night will be at 7:30 over most of these stations, so check your local listings. New pitcher for Toronto, and this fellow out there, Dennis Lamp. I was surprised that he was able to know where the mound was coming from the bullpen. He has not made an appearance since the 2nd of September. The Blue Jays say, well, it's not placed for him. He's got a bonus clause for so many appearances he may not make this year. Lamp on the season, making his 39th appearance and his 37th in relief. 2 wins, 6 losses, a 5.17 earned run average, and 2 saves. 71 in the 3rd innings, 92 hits, 21 walks, 29 strikeouts.
So Lamp, who's been around the grounds a little bit, experiences there, both American and National Leagues. There's Chicago, both teams in Chicago. Working here to Jim Rice in the 4th. Rice is crowded. He dances back out of there. Rice in this ball game, although it's very early, 0 for 2. Struck out in the 1st with runners at 2nd and 3rd. Got on a fly ball to right with a runner at 3rd and the 2nd. Off the hands, soft roller, booted by Fernandez at short. So the real sure-handed shortstop of all the shortstops in baseball is having trouble finding the right approach to that ball this afternoon.
I think it's a rather light approach. Actually, kind of nonchalant on that as he tries to one-hand it. Just slaps at it, runs right up his hand. He's in there with an error, and he should have had one before.
Certainly could have easily been charged with the error on the ball hit by Evans, and we'll give Evans credit for hitting the ball as hard as he hit it, but still a playable ball that was messed up by Fernandez. Here's Baylor. The Dennis Lamp breaking ball.
Correction on Johnson. 2 runs, both
Dennis Lamp blowing outside to Don Baylor. Baylor 1 for 1, been hit with a pitch. That was in the 1st inning. And had a 2-run single up the middle in the 5-run 2nd inning. Rice at first, nobody down. Baylor has found his spot, and that fan there has found a worthwhile souvenir.
Boy, what a play.
Going to tell that's probably her husband. 2 balls, a strike to Donnie. And now it levels out at 2-2. Lamp, the 3rd Toronto pitcher this afternoon. He picks up Joe Johnson, who with 2 innings. Johnson gave up 4 hits. He's charged with 2 runs. He walked a Red Sox batter. First batter he faced, Marty Barrett, to force in a run. This one out of play. Down holding, 2 balls, 2 strikes. To left field, but Bell is there, has it just as it starts to turn over. That ball really crushed by Baylor.
Right field, Evans.
Ball hit so hard, it could not sink. As a matter of fact, it started to sail, and Bell at the last moment had to leap. Ball hit awfully hard by Baylor.
Right fielder Dwight Evans, the hitter. Lamp did not like the feel of that baseball. Probably had a flat spot on one side of it. A little off center. Well, we've seen Bell make a couple of plays like that. And certainly the one play in Toronto he had made on a fly ball hit by someone. Had a little trouble catching it right at the end. He's a good outfielder. Don't think for a second that ball's not doing something a little extra when he has to make a play like that on it. ball, no strikes to Dwight. This one out of play. Rice, here's another look at that screamer hit by Baylor. He really shot that ball. It's almost like you're the left fielder and you have to make the play. Once again this afternoon, a lot of extra camera coverage for you in this Red Sox game. We also remind you, we invite you to stay tuned. Immediately following this ball game this afternoon, the Red Sox are winners. We will be in the clubhouse with cameras and microphone. We invite you to join us, take part in the celebration. Evans fouls that one away. Field base hit. This ball will be down into the corner. Rice is going to be interfered with. They've already made the play there. He was going to go to third regardless of what had happened. And Evans will wind up with a two-base hit, I'm sure. Rice got tangled up with Manny Lee running around second, and immediately the second base umpire, John Hirschback, had made the interference call.
Well, he had to actually, Rice had to hold out his hands as if he was going after his shoulders. But he was just trying to get him out of the way. There's a double by Evans. Right down into the corner there. And runners are at second and third. Rice pulling into third after the fact that he was interfered with.
Runners at second and third. One out for Tony Armas. Bounces it right back to Lamp. He quickly checks Rice at third and throws Armas out, 2 away. So Lamp kept his own calls there as he certainly saved 1 run and possibly 2.
Tony with a rip. It was headed towards center field, but Lamp right there to get that hard one hopper and made sure that the runner Rice stayed at third base.
So with first base open, Gedman up, they'll intentionally pass him. Gedman already in this ball game with an RBI double, and he scored a run. He's also struck out. Bluffed by Whit. Rice no more than 2 steps from the bag at third, if he's that. So they will load the bases up with 2 down as they intentionally pass Gedman and work on Spike Owen. Ball 4 on the way.
Ooh.
Go to third.
Rice just kind of was meandering over there, and Whit fired it down there.
5.
On the intentional walk, Whit has nothing to do, so he says, why not take a shot at Jim Rice, third base? Not a bad throw, just got by the third baseman Mullenix. And Rice all of a sudden belatedly gets back.
Spike Owen up with the bases loaded, 2 down. Boston leading 6-2, bottom of the 4th. Lamp works outside, ball 1. Ned told you Lamp has not worked in a ball game since September the 2nd. Has not had a save since August the 1st. That was in a game with Minnesota.
Such a valuable person to this team last year, too. 11-0, he did everything. Long, short, relief, everything.
Well, he worked as a long reliever mostly to come up with that 11-0 record. He was in the ball games in 4th and 5th innings when this Toronto Blue Jay club put on all of their comeback action all year long. And Lamp was the man that was in the right place at the right time. Spike checks off on the swing. It's over anyway, and it's a 1-2 count. Jeff Musselman loosening in the Toronto bullpen. play. Dave Winfield has hit a homer at Yankee Stadium. That coming in the third inning. Nobody on. Yankees 5, Detroit 1 now through 3. Home run number 24 on the year for Winfield. One and two to Spike Owen. High and outside, in and out of the glove of Witt. 2-2. That high runner, Witt overcharged it, overstretched for it, and that ball tailing hit him on the down in the heel of the glove. Oh, and that guy's at third base. You don't care how you stop it, knock it down. You get a little excited when that ball is moving up and away from you. The bottom part of that graphic is the one you're really interested in. That Red Sox 4-run lead. And it's a 3-2 count to Spike Owen. So each runner with a head start here on the 3-2 and 2 outs. Rice will be starting from third. It'll be Evans to take the lead from second, and Gedman with a head start from first. Ball 4. Seven to 2 Boston now as Rice scores. And the intentional walk put a little heat, I guess, on Lamp. Worked the count to 3-2 on Owen and lost him. Now the heat is on even more. With Boggs up, Musselman loosening in the Toronto bullpen, this may be all for Dennis Lamp. 7-2, the Red Sox lead. They've scored 5 runs in the second, single run in the third, and so far a single run here in the fourth inning. So Lamp will be leaving. He'll give way to the left-hander Jeff Musselman. And with the Red Sox leading 7-2, you're watching Red Sox baseball from Fenway.
Red Sox will get a look at yet another Toronto pitcher, left-hander Jeff Musselman. He's been in only 4 games with the Blue Jays, has no record except a 16.20 earned run average. No saves. He's worked 3 1/3 innings and has given up 6 earned runs. He's walked 4 and struck out 3. And we'll take another look at the left-hander, and a goodbye to Dennis Lamp.
Lamp goes 2/3 of an inning, giving up a hit, so far charged with a run. It would be an unearned run. Do not strike out anybody. A couple of base on balls, one of those intentional. Musselman from Doylestown, Pennsylvania, now lives in New Jersey. Split the season between Ventura County, California, and Knoxville in the Southern League. In that Southern League, he was not only voted the best pitching prospect, but also the pitcher with the best breaking ball. So right away, you got a quick scouting report about what this young man features. He'll be facing Boggs with the bases loaded and 2 down. A run in for Boston. They lead 7-2. It's a ball high and outside to Wade. Two and 0. Sometimes I would imagine it's difficult decisions to make a pitching change with Boggs at the plate, or one way or the other. He hits .353 against right-handers, .352 against left-handers. Oh, what do? You flip a coin? Strike is in there, and it's 2-1. Fouls that one away up on the screen. Jeff Musselman, the fourth Toronto pitcher this afternoon, stands at 6 feet even. He's 180 pounder. He's left-handed all the way. At Knoxville this year, 5-1. Worked as a starter 7 times. Breaking ball misses, and the count is full. So once again, a head start for the Boston base runners. Popped up in the foul ground. Mullenix giving chase near the stands, and the fan reaches out, and Brimmigan says it's no play. Getting kind of borderline there with that fan interfering.
Good try by Rance Mullenix right there. He didn't stop. The only way he stopped was the wall stopped him. That bounced away from him as he kept going. Not quite.
That ball just back of the railing when that fan came in contact with it. He reaches over and touches it, of course. Got a different situation. So Boggs once again will look at a payoff pitch and fouls it away. Boggs needs a hit for 200 on the year. Bouncing ball toward the middle. He's got it. Evans will score. Here comes Gedman. He will score. 0 to third, and 2 more runs for Boston. It's 9-2. So he collects the 200th hit. The 4th time in his career he's done that.
Gets the baseball. That will be saved for the Den down in Tampa. 200 hits. And a couple of RBIs, too, and a big Red Sox lead. Here is the swing right up the middle. You've seen that so many times. High on the ball, swing level, and into center field.
And right now, a standing ovation for him all across the park. Two balls, no strikes to Barrett. He takes the strike from the left-hander. Boy, what a summer that man has had, baseball-wise, coming back, having that little struggle right after the All-Star break. Kept pounding away, 4 hits here. Base hit left field. Owen will score. The Red Sox have reached double digits. It's 10-2.
It sure looks like it.
Red Sox bullpen, a quick look at those fellas, Sambito and Joe Morgan. Oh, guys, sometimes, Ned, we don't take it for granted, certainly, but Marty Barrett has 175 hits on the year. That was his 175th. What a summer he's having.
He knocked in 3 runs today.
and second, the runners are for Bill Buckner. 2 down. Wild swing at the Musselman breaking ball. 0-1. Buckner taps one back to the mound. Musselman to play to Upshaw. And the Red Sox are retired in inning number 4, but they send 8 batters. Make that 9 batters up there. They score 4 more runs. They go through 2 pitchers here in the 4th inning, Lamp and Musselman. And as we go to inning number 5, it's an 8-run lead for Boston. They lead 10-2. A big sign flashed upon the message board here. There it is. You can take it for yourself just as if you're right here in the ballpark. Also, Wade Boggs becomes the first major league batter since 1953, and that was Stan Musial, to collect 200 hits. Here's the number 200 on this year. To have the 200 hits on a season plus 100 walks to go along with it. It's been a while since 1953, so that must be rather hard to accomplish, partner, would you say?
Yes, sir. And that's not a bad name to be doing it with either. Stan the man. It's the Toronto 5th inning and a 10-2 Red Sox lead. The way things are going now, you just kind of let the crowd take over and the players. Everything is a standing O from here on in. At least the way things are going now. Rick Leach, high drive, left center field, and Armas galloping over. Rice is there, though. Armas had called first, but Rice takes it. 1 out. Boyd getting as many runs to work with as Roger Clemens used to get. Now Manny Lee is the batter, second baseman. He drew a walk his only time up in this game. He pops the first pitch up. Shallow center field. Armas in. Barrett back. Barrett gives way to Armas. Tony with the call. And the ball. 2 down.
Barrett out into shallow center field. Here comes Armas, though. He's going to put on the loud call. Will slip just at the last second, but he makes the play.
Boyd has gotten the first 2 batters in the 5th. He faces the top of the order.
Kelly Gruber.
Kelly Gruber
Hitting for Fernandez.
is going to hit for Fernandez. Fernandez did not distinguish himself today out in the field. Gruber is in, and he's a scrapper. He plays around in the infield at third, short, second. Batting average of .203 with 5 homers and 14 batted in. He went through a stretch at one time where he couldn't hit me. He was over everything, and then all of a sudden started to pick up a few hits and get over that 200 mark. He hits one toward the wall in left, and it's going to be high off the wall. Played by Rice. Gruber to second, safely with a double.
He certainly cuts and slashes when he goes up there. He's not bashful at all, and he's done this almost every time we have seen him. I don't know if it's a case of his swinging hard in case he hits it. If that's his thinking, he certainly is making contact here. He did in this series. Ball just a short way from being up in that net.
Kelly Gruber at second base, 2 out. Rance Mullenix, the batter. Ball 1. Red Sox have 10 runs and 9 hits. Toronto 2 runs, 5 hits. They've made 2 damaging errors. All the runs that were scored in the bottom of the 4th were unearned. We'll have a station break here on the TV 38 Red Sox Network.
This is TV 38, WSBK TV, Boston.
That's the score. This is in the 5th inning. Red Sox leading. 1 ball, 1 strike count. And Mullenix takes it inside, ball 2. Boyd has given up 5 hits now. The biggest 2-run homer by Lloyd Mosby in the 4th inning. To make it at that time a 6-2 ball game. And, well, with this Toronto ball club, it's not a very big lead. Now they lead 10-2. A strike to Mullenix. The count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boyd a chance to win this one and become a 16-game winner for the first time in the major leagues. Curveball fouled off. Count hangs at 2-2 with 2 away and a runner at base number 2.
John McNamara's son almost made that play next to the Red Sox dugout. Michael has been with his dad the last couple of days.
And a ball inside to make it 3-2. Boggs has reached base now 300 times by hits, walks, or hit batsmen. The 11th major leaguer to do so in a season. And a foul right off the foot of Mullenix. 3-2. Wade, of course, has he had, beside that bad spell he went in and played, he had the personal tragedy of losing his mother when the team was in New York for the first time, and that really devastated, shook him a lot. And he came back from that and then picked up as he went along. Three and 2 to Rance Mullenix. And there's ball 4. Mullenix drawing the walk. The third given up by Boyd.
15. Like Mosby.
There's Mr. McNamara. And there's the gyrene. Mike McNamara, an officer in the Marine Corps based on the West Coast, Camp Pendleton.
How could you tell if you didn't know for sure?
That hairdo.
He's a nice young man, too.
The batter now is Lloyd Mosby, who has struck out and homered. One ball, no strikes. Boggs, of course, reaching those 300 bases, has done it 3 years. And he is the 11th major leaguer to accomplish that fact. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Mosby. Ripped up the middle for the base hit. Gruber coming around to score. It'll be 10-3 now. Mosby has knocked in all 3 Toronto runs.
Number 11. George Bell, left field.
Mosby didn't really spank this ball up the middle. It's kind of a cue shot. He catches that screwball down toward the end of the bat. But nonetheless, it gets the job done as it travels into center field. And there comes Gruber with a run, the third one of the Blue Jays.
Sammy Stewart throwing in the bullpen for Boston. The batter is George Bell. 2 on, 2 out. It's a high fly ball to left center field. Armas over, calls for it, and Rice in front of Armas makes the catch again. Ooh. You don't want to see any collisions out there now. But Rice makes the catch to retire the side. 1 run for the Blue Jays at the end of 4.5. It's 10-3 Red Sox.
Join Sean McDonough tonight at 10 with his special guest, former Oakland Raiders quarterback Ken the Snake Stabler. That's 38 on Sports tonight at 10 right here on WSPK TV 38.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Reminder, you can still pick up your copy of the 1986 Red Sox yearbook, a fine souvenir for this year. You can do it at Fenway Park or your local newsstand. Order by mail. Send $5 in check or money order to Boston Red Sox yearbook, 50 Beacon Street, Boston, Mass. 02108. The Red Sox lead 10-3 as they come to bat in the 5th inning
14.
in the game.
Jim Rice. Left field, right.
There is the change. Kelly Gruber, or Manny Lee, has moved over to shortstop from second base. Lee at shortstop, and Kelly Gruber remains in the game after pinch hitting. He's at second base. Gruber at second, Lee at short. Fernandez out of the game. Ball high to Jim Rice, who's 0 for 3, has scored 1 run. By Musselman for ball 2. Jeff Musselman, the 4th pitcher to be used by Jimmy Williams in this one this afternoon. And Rice ahead on the count now, 2-0. Red Sox took a lot of suspense out of things in the 3rd inning with 5, and they've just kept going. They got another in the 3rd and 4 more in the 4th. Ball 4. Red Sox walking a lot this afternoon. 7 walks given up by Toronto pitching. 2 have been with the bases loaded to force in runs. Now Don Baylor is up. Baylor's had a hit in 2 tries, a single, driving in 2 runs in the 2nd inning. Strike 1. Baylor to 3rd, picked up by Mullenix to Gruber, and around the horn they go for another double play. Second turned by the Blue Jays, 5-4-3.
Right, Evans. Right field, Evans.
Baylor pulling that inside pitch right down the line, and it's tailor-made for Rance Mullenix. Comes up on a nice hop. All he has to do is start that, and Gruber turns it in the middle. There are 2 down in the 5th inning. Dwight Evans up. A 2 for 3 afternoon, a single and a double. Strike 1. And a ball. In the National League, the Phils in Montreal, no score after 5. The Mets leading Pittsburgh 1-0 in the 7th at Pittsburgh. Houston 0, Atlanta 0 in the 3rd at Atlanta. Count now 1-2 to Evans. The Cubs and Cardinals 0-0 in the 3rd at St. Louis. Cincinnati at San Diego later. The Dodgers at San Francisco later. To the left side, and Mullenix at 3rd. So the Red Sox go quietly in the 5th inning. At the end of 5, they lead 10-3. We'd like to congratulate the girls' junior all-star softball team from Greenfield, Massachusetts. There they are in the green jerseys. And the girls age 12 and under are the state champions. The all-star softball team from Greenfield. They're all here, and they're having a ball. Red Sox are leading 10-3. This is the 6th inning. Barfield fouls the first pitch off. 1 strike. Jesse having his troubles, except for that game-winning homer. He has been striking out a lot. He's fanned 7 times in the series, twice this afternoon. 5 or 6 times, maybe. 7. 0-2. breaking ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Barfield. Jesse reaches and pops towards short. Spike Owen there. 1 away. White Sox are leading Minnesota 1-0 in the second at Chicago. Oakland, Kansas City, no score in the third at Kansas City. The Brewers leading the Orioles 1-0 at Milwaukee after an inning. And glory be, the Red Sox leading here 10-3 over Toronto. Upshaw, the batter. Ball 1. Willie has walked and singled. He was cut down trying to steal after the walk in the second inning. In that second, Rich Gedman threw out 2 runners. 2 balls, no strikes. And the cut on the breaking pitch for a 2-1 count. Upshaw, the batter, with Ernie Witt on deck. Lofted into shallow center for the base hit. Kind of served out there by Upshaw. And he picks up his second hit. 7th given up by Oil Can. Ernie Witt, the batter. Witt has lined to right and grounded to first. Sun in and out all afternoon, but it's been so warm. It was 72 degrees at game time. 1 ball, no strikes to Ernie. Nothing. Only one time has anyone worked in the bullpen for Boston this afternoon. That was Sammy Stewart last inning.
If there's a time to use the middle part of the plate in this series, it certainly belongs to Oil Can Boyd, and right now.
Yep.
Because with a 7-run lead, you get that ball put in play. Somehow you have to be hit into trouble. And I mean hit pretty hard into trouble.
Jim Rice playing way past the scoreboard now over in left center field with Ernie Witt up there. Ball 3. That outfield is peeled way around to right. They give him all of the left field line. Rice about 50 yards away from the line. There he is. Harmless into right center. And straight away in right is Dwight Evans. 3-1. Upshaw and Witt, particularly, they played to pull. Carves a foul back toward the stands and going to be out of play. So now Witt has a 3-2 count. The Red Sox will go on trucking tomorrow. They'll be playing the Baltimore Orioles in a 3-game series starting tomorrow night. 3 with the Orioles, and then in come the Yankees Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to wind it up. Runner breaks, and inside it goes for ball 4. Boyd has walked his 3rd batter. 4th batter. 4 walks given up by the Can. Runners at first and second. 1 out, and Leach up.
McNamara's going to have one message for Dennis, too, when he gets to that mound. And it's just what we were talking about. Oil Can got himself in a little bit of a... Well, actually, probably cost himself a run in the 5th inning. After he gave up the 2-out double to Gruber, he wound up walking Mullenix on a 3-2 pitch that was nowhere near the strike zone. And right now is the time, as we've mentioned, the middle part of that plate hasn't been used very much in this series. Now is certainly the time to start using it. I don't mean throw it right down the middle with nothing on it. Certainly you
Get
stay.
it over there.
You bet.
Get it over somewhere on that 17-inch plate there. Long discussion, and Barnett goes out to break it up and hustle things up, and now the activity is in the bullpen again for Boston. Can stays in for now. John McNamara, in as many words, saying what you were saying, Monty. Probably. And the batter is Rick Leach, who has struck out and flied to left. Armas remains planted toward right center, but coming a little bit more towards center field, and Rice has drifted back toward the line and left some. Strike one. One out, 2 on. Red Sox leading by 7. Slowly hit to the left side, trouble. No play for Owen at all, just keep it in the infield, and that loads the bases. Infield single for Leach. A lot of blood on that one.
2 of the hits here in this inning off Orkin have been off the screwball, so that the end of the bat gets very much in play. Ball out hit hard here, well placed toward the hole. Good effort by Spike to keep that ball into the infield. The leadoff hit after the hit after the 1 out in this inning by Upshaw, pretty much the same type down toward the end of the bat, although it was kind of a looper in the center.
So the bases are loaded, and Manny Lee is up. A strike. Lee moved over from second base to shortstop after they hit for Fernandez. Lee has walked and flied to shallow center. Upshaw, Witt, and Leach on the bases. Skied foul left side and out of play. 0-2. Dennis Boyd working in the late September sunshine and laboring, if you want to call it that, with a 7-run lead. But the base is full of Blue Jays. Manny Lee strikes out. Just kept going away and away and away from him. And there's a strikeout for Boyd. His 6th.
Kelly Gruber, second base, Gruber.
Like a little harder screwball this time. The ball really darting down and away. Out of the strike zone. Lee could not keep from chasing it.
Kelly Gruber is the batter. Doubled his only time up in this game. Ball 1. Gruber batted for Fernandez in the 5th inning and doubled off the wall. And he scored a run. Little pop-up, and Barrett is there. This should do it. It does, and Boyd settles down to get the side and leave the bases loaded. After 5 1/2, it is 10-3 Boston. New battery for the Blue Jays as the Red Sox come up in the 6th. Red Sox leading 10-3. Jeff Herron, youngster out of the University of Texas, who has caught Calvin Schiraldi and Roger Clemens in college. Herron, the catcher. And on the mound, Mickey Mailer.
Mickey Mailer was picked up by this Toronto ball club out of the Texas organization. He was actually at Oklahoma City. They really wanted him for that stretch drive, but haven't used him very much. For the Blue Jays, he has no record, no earned run average. He's been in just 1 ball game. And he's got all zeros across the board. As a matter of fact, I think he's only faced 1 batter, and he hit him. Those numbers that you see there are for Mailer all total this year in his work between Texas and Toronto.
So Mailer facing Tony Armas as we go to the 6th inning. Bottom half, Red Sox leading 10-3. Curve dropped over by Mailer for a strike. Tony has 1 for 3 this afternoon. Bangs one into the hole for base hit. Armas on with a lead single in the 6th. So the Red Sox have a runner, as they have had in every inning in the game, at least one runner. Rich Gedman, the batter. Gedman has doubled, struck out, and been intentionally passed. He has a run batted in. The curve is outside, ball 1.
McNamara looked like somebody out of the Red Sox dugout wanted to know who the catcher was in the ball game.
Ask Roger. Foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike to Gedman. That comes right in on his hands. It's fouled back to the screen. It's a 1 ball, 2 strike. There is Mr. Boggs, who got his 200th hit his last time up. 1-2 to Gedman. Down to third. Knocked down. Mullenix throws. Too late. Another error for Toronto.
Well, they have had a lot of problems today handling some what looks to be fairly routine ground balls. And Mullenix, once he backs up, of course, as that ball get in tight on him, could not handle it. Well, it had him like he had a lot of spin on it. Maybe hit into the glove and right out again. There it is. That glove closed up, and then his effort too late to get at Gedman.
Runners at first and second, nobody out. Spike Owen up. 1 ball, no strikes to Owen, who's had a fielder's choice and an infield hit, a walk with the bases loaded. He has scored 3 runs. And a strike, whistled in by the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's the Red Sox dugout, all of them gathered into the sunlight on the far end. They are pounced and ready. Game has moved along very slowly because of the big innings the Red Sox have had and the number of walks given up by Toronto pitching. Two ball, 1 strike count to Spike Owen. Goes off to the right side for a 2 strike. 2-2 count. Armas at second base, Gedman at first, nobody out. 10-3 Red Sox lead in the 6th. Drops inside for a ball. 3-2. Oh, he's seen a mess of those counts this afternoon. There's your left field shot from up above. Three ball, 2 strike count. And Spike pops it up to the right side, going foul. Upshaw tracking and leans over and makes a nice catch. Going to third on the play is Armas. Gedman will go to second, which is unoccupied. So some heads-up base running on a fine play by Upshaw.
Well, it's a tag you can always put on Tony Armas. He may not be the fastest runner you have on this Red Sox team, but he is perhaps the best base runner. He sets himself in case Upshaw does make this fine play, and indeed he does. He's even going to get some help from Tony's teammates to try to throw him out. Well, he's not going to really throw. He's going to cut it loose, but he didn't have much of a shot. Armas tagged on the way to third. Nobody at second. So Gedman just easily trots him to second base.
Runners at second and third, one out. Wade Boggs is up. Boggs 1 for 2, has 2 walks. He has 2 runs batted in. A strike. .353 batting average for Boggs. We have heard nothing further from Yankee Stadium other than Mattingly had 2 hits his first 2 times up, plus a walk. Breaking outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Toronto playing the infield halfway in around second base with runners at second and third. Mailer drops the curveball outside, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Another breaking pitch for strike 2. So a 2-2 count. Armas at third and Gedman at second. The Red Sox leading 10-3 in the 6th. The ground ball stopped at first base. Nice play by Upshaw again. Tossing to the pitcher covering. And the runners have to hold. Boy, Willie Upshaw is playing a bang-up first base in this one.
Looking for Armas on this play to get somewhere around the plate, but I couldn't find him, and all of a sudden he's just going to watch this play from third base. Upshaw, once he gets to the ground there, would have guessed that Armas would have had a chance to score. Mailer over there quickly to make the play, and then he's checking on Armas. Tony apparently felt that he could not make it. He stays at third.
Marty Barrett up. Breaking pitch into him for ball 1. Barrett's had 2 hits and 2 walks in this one. Perfect afternoon. 3 runs batted in. You look at that breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Naylor, the 5th pitcher used by Toronto this afternoon. The rookie Dwayne Ward started and could not get out of the 2nd inning. He was wild and charged with 4 runs, 3 of them earned. Tap to the mound. Mailer throws Barrett out. The Red Sox do not score. They leave 2. And after 6 innings, Boston 10, Toronto 3. So we're at Fenway Park through 6. The Red Sox lead 10-3, and the first indication that this may indeed be the day. The security, which is going to be very, very strict and heavy here, has been exhibited as the horses came out of the big board and door in center field. Some went into the runway behind the visitors' bullpen. Another one, a batch of them, went into the runway on the first base side. Others went down into left field, but they are here. And everything is ready, in readiness for the celebration. We hope that nothing really disturbing happens and that people who are just plain joyful, marvelous, will have and celebrate this day. 7th inning, Monty.
Rance Mullins to lead it off for the Blue Jays. It'll be Mullenix, Mosby, and Bell here in the 7th. Red Sox leading 10-3. Oil Can Boyd into the 7th inning. He has done now 24 times of 29 starts on the year. Strike, he's over. No balls, 2 strikes. All the way to the backstop as the breaking ball got by Gedman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mullenix on the afternoon, 1 for 2. Had the double, rolled home in front of the Lloyd Mosby homer in the 4th inning. Got it. The fastball thrown right by Mullenix. That's strikeout number 7 for the Can.
Mullenix, a tough guy to strike out. This one, boy, he's been burrowing away from left-handed batters all afternoon.
Here's the Blue Jay offense this afternoon. 2-run homer for Mosby, an RBI single to center. Back in the 5th inning. He counts for all the Blue Jays 3 runs. Mosby 2 for 3 in the day. Struck out in the 1st. Opposite field and out of play. Well, if the Red Sox can hang here this afternoon, the 86 season will see 4 entirely new teams involved in the playoffs and a chance to wind up in the 86 World Series. Last year, of course, St. Louis and Los Angeles out of the National League, Toronto and the Kansas City Royals, who would go on to become the world champions out of the American League. Well, I guess saying something about repeating is well worth it when you talk about it, isn't it? It's tough to do. Little nubber toward Spike Owen at short. He'll cut it off. He'll throw out Mosby, and that's 2 down.
Well, it shows there really are no more dynasties in baseball. The last big one was, I would imagine, Cincinnati's Big Red Machine. The Yankees in the latter part of the 70s were dominant. But you don't have that anymore. It's kind of good to see new folks get in there.
People adding on, making their ball clubs better. George Bell with a strike on him as he bats here for his 3rd time in this ball game officially. Alcan hit him with a pitch in the 2nd. George has bounced to short and flied to left. 10-3, Boston leads.
Watch out.
Bit of a false alarm there for Kathy Ferrari, our Adri. Executive Vice President, General Manager of Baseball Operation of the Blue Jays, Pat Gillett. Sitting alongside the Toronto Blue Jay dugout. And I'm sure he, like most baseball people and other ball clubs, already things turning over in their head. What can I do to make this ball club a little better? In 1987, one thing he has not liked the way his ball club has played today is they've committed 3 errors. Bell is down on strikes. Well, Ken has now struck out 8. He retires the side in order in the 7th. The stretch half coming up with Boston leading 10-3. Some defensive changes for the Toronto Blue Jays. We'll start with their left fielder. In place of George Bell now, you'll find Ron Shepard out in left. And a new pitcher for the Blue Jays, Bill Caudle.
The inspector to get some work here. He's won 2, lost 4, a 5.66 earned run average, and 2 saves. 35 innings pitched, that's all this year. 33 hits, 15 walks, and 31 strikeouts for this guy that was so valuable out on the West Coast with Seattle.
And the Oakland A's, once he had that 1 year when he went there to work for them as a stopper. Mrs. Jean Yawkey.
Oh, what a day for the lady, huh?
Yeah, it certainly is. Nice to see her. I stopped and chatted with her for just a few minutes before this game got underway. She got into her box. I think she was still a little bit on edge, but maybe not quite as much now with her team and team members leading 10-3. Bill Buckner up first in the Red Sox 7th. 10 runs, 10 hits for Boston, 3 runs on 8 hits for the Blue Jays. But the bad number, they've committed 3 errors. Accounting for 5 earned runs of those 10 for Boston. but runs nonetheless. They all count. Buckner in this game hitless. Hops this one high, third base side. Jeff Herron over. Mullenix over. It's out of play.
It's kind of strange to see a game like this played after the two humdingers that we saw on Friday night and Saturday afternoon.
You would hardly expect that pace to keep up, though. I don't know if you could find that many pitchers that could pitch that well 3 days.
Boy,
that's awfully tough to do.
They were great games. This one will be the greatest, though, no matter how many runs are unearned.
That's right. No matter how it looks. 0-2 to Buckner. Once again, if the score stays this way or any kind of a Red Sox lead by the ninth, we invite you to stay with us. We will be with this ball club for part of their celebration. They have requested that we not join them immediately following the game. They like some 10 or 15 minutes to themselves. Fly ball, left field. New man on the block, Ron Shepard under it, one down. But do not fear if you catch a little pause from the end of the game until the time we're able to join this ball club. We will be joining them in their clubhouse and actively talking to as many players as we possibly can.
Well, they just wanted the savor of the moment, I believe. It's not exactly a cooling off period because they'll be red hot in there.
Rice is up. He's 0 for 2. Pops this one off his hands, out of play. Make that 0 for 3 on Rice. He has struck out once today. He's walked once, been on with an error, and scored a run in the 4th inning. Rice has an outside shot at collecting 200 hits on this season. He stands at 190 now. He's been held well in check by Toronto pitching in this series. Big swing and a miss there, 0-2. If Rice could get 10 more hits and collect his 200, be the 4th time in his career he has reached that mark. Did it 3 years running. 77, 78, and 80. 79, excuse me. Fly ball, right field toward the line, but Barfield is over. He'll have room. Just a step on a warning track to make the play. 2 down. A wave starts around the ballpark here. These fans, I'm sure, will probably be close to a standing ovation the entire 9th inning. If I would miss my guess, I don't think I will. Don Baylor up. Caudle is hard, but inside, 1-0. Baylor lines it foul way up into the seats. I'd like to remind you once again, the Red Sox, of course, will be entertaining the Orioles Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday nights. There are tickets available for that Orioles series, and a chance for you to get to the ballpark and watch this ball club work as they go into the last week of this 86 season. Yankees, of course, here on Thursday, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoons. Pitch rides inside from Caudle. Baylor has a comfortable count, 3 balls, 1 strike. Al Nipper will work here tomorrow night for the Red Sox against John Habian. Sellers and Clemens scheduled to work also in that Baltimore series. Sellers will match up against Ken Dixon on Tuesday night, and Roger Clemens will go for his 25th win of the season against Mike Boddicker on Wednesday.
Finally, Dixon will be able to pitch against somebody besides Clemens for Baltimore.
3-2 to Baylor. too low, and he walks. That is the 8th walk issued by Toronto pitching this afternoon. Caudle being the 6th Toronto pitcher. Only Mailer in his 1 inning of work did not walk a Red Sox batter. Ward walked 3, Johnson for 1 in his 2 innings. Lamp walked 2, 1 intentional for his 2/3 of an inning. Musselman walked 1 in an inning and a third. Now Caudle here so far with 2/3. Here's Evans. White in this ball game, 2 for 4. Perhaps the only negative note you might find about this ball game today is the fact that Bill Buckner has gone 0 for 5. And he's got a 16-game hitting streak on the line. He was 1 shy of tying his career high when he was with the Los Angeles Dodgers in '74. Evans misses the breaking ball from Caudle. He's down on strikes, and the Red Sox are retired in inning number 7. Nothing across, no hits, 1 left. As we go to inning number 8, Boston leads Toronto 10-3 in the clincher. We'll move along to the 8th inning, and that's just the perfect day it's been so far. It's been perfect down on the field as far as the Red Sox are concerned. They lead 10-3, Ned.
All right, here we go into the top of the 8th inning. Oil Can Boyd all the way so far with that 7-run lead. Has scattered 8 hits. He's working to Jesse Barfield here, whom he has struck out twice. Barfield 0 for 3. Jesse with a big rip. 1 ball, 1 strike.
First time we've seen an umpire take a shot in a while now, and this is probably will make up for that absence. Off the side of the mask, got a little piece of Gedman first, and then Barnett behind the plate. He had a good day until that.
Turned his head in a hurry. Barfield high to right field. Dewey Evans looking into the tough sun, and there's 1 away. There's a very happy bunch of young ladies, the Red Sox wives, up there in the box of seats and just waiting for it all to come true for them.
A little more security as far as the ball club is concerned. The players, of course.
Willie Upshaw taking ball 1.
Like to protect those family members as much as they can. I'm sure they're just wives here today. I don't know that I saw any of the younger family members around the park.
It's a 2-ball, no strike count to Upshaw. Kansas City Royals are going crazy, homer crazy today. George Brett and Frank White hit back-to-back homers, and then Jamie Quirk hit 1 right after that. 3 in a row. So they lead at least 4-0 over Oakland. Charlie Moore's hit a home run for Milwaukee. They lead Baltimore 2-1 in the 4th. 2-1 count to Upshaw. Ball 3. Down in New York, they're in the 8th inning, bottom of the 8th, with the Yankees leading 6-1 over the Tigers. Mattingly and Winfield have homered for New York. Whitaker for the Tiger run. Skied to left center field to Jim Rice. 2 down. Oil Can Boyd has fanned 8. He's walked 4. There'll be very few who could say, "I told you so," and really mean it when they said it in April. Or claim that they said it in April. A couple of writers, Charlie Scoggins and Joe Gigliotti, picked them as high as 2nd and 3rd, respectively. The players and their manager said all along, "We have a chance." And after that first series in Detroit, when they lost 2 out of 3, The crescendo was horrendous back here. It's all over. Watch out. And we got one into the booth.
Lost the cameraman in the process, but we got the baseball.
Yeah, but the camera stayed intact.
Camera's perfect. We even got our weatherman with us today.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And a breaking pitch outside for a ball. 2-2. Well, they were right in one respect. It is almost all over. Very high and foul, third base side. Boggs back. Wade with it. 1-2-3 inning for Boyd. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. Red Sox leading 10-3. All right, we have a yet another pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays in the 8th inning.
Well, manager Jimmy Williams going along with a pitcher inning now for the last 3. This will be Louis Aquino making an appearance here, his 7th since joining this ball club. He is 1-1, 5.23 earned run average. He's worked only as a reliever for the Blue Jays. 11 hits given up in 10 1/3 innings. He's walked a pair, striking out 4.
Bill Cardle pitched about the best inning of any Toronto pitcher. He pitched to 4 batters, walked 1, struck out 1, no hits, no runs. Got a change now in right field and second base.
Orris is playing second base, and Gruber has gone into right field.
Boy, he can do everything.
Checked him out quickly.
Garth Orge is second.
Upshur and Mosby and Mullenix, the only people in the lineup. Mosby, the only people in the lineup that even started in it, let alone playing the same position.
Orge will bat in Barfield's position. There is the bullpen empty. The visitors' bullpen was empty just a moment ago between innings for a security measure. All the Toronto bullpen pitchers and catchers made their way across the diamond to the dugout. A security measure now that they will not be out there. And this is for their own safety, possibly too. So things are boiling down to it as the Red Sox come up for what they hope is their last at bat in this afternoon's game. They lead 10-3. Red Sox bench. You'd say, well, why don't they let some of the guys get in there to play? I think what McNamara wants to do is to let the people who got him here, the starters, go all the way and get their huzzahs at the end. Ball 1 thrown by Aquino to Tony Armas. The attendance today, 32,929. 32,929, a little less than the last 2 days. And a strike to Armas. They had more yesterday and the day before than they had today. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tony Armas, who has had 2 hits in 4 times up. And the ball inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Reminding you that we will stay on the air after this game ends with the Red Sox victory. And Bob Montgomery will be down with the hilarity in the clubhouse. A little while after, they have a cool little period the players have asked to have by themselves and no cameras in there. But they will be eventually in the runway and watch them come in. Well, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
They don't drink all the champagne before I get there.
They won't.
I don't want to wear any of it either.
Yeah, you should have dressed in sackcloth and ashes today.
That's exactly what I have on.
2-2 the count to Armas. Ball 3, 3-2. Red Sox have pounded out 10 hits. They have secured 8 walks. Aquino to Armas. Lifted foul. And Witt doesn't know where it is, but that's foul, and nobody gets it. Mullenix coming in late. The ball dropped just foul as Ernie Witt lost it. Or Heron, rather. Jeff Heron, the catcher, lost it, playing in his first game at Fenway Park. And finally just fell in there. Foul. And Armas has a life. So it is a 3-2 count to Tony. And a ball 4. Stuck the fastball in. That's the 9th Red Sox player to walk this afternoon. So Aquino joins the walk parade. Gedman is the batter. Rich has 1 hit, a double, and an RBI. He's been on base 3 times, though. Had a walk and reached on an error and struck out. His double came in the 2nd inning, and that's when the Red Sox kind of put things in the immediate perspective by scoring 5 runs. Foul to the screen. 0-2 to Gedman. Up high, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Armas at first base. Nobody out. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Red Sox leading 10-3. Aquino missing high again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Change, it's fouled back by Gedman. Shadow has crossed home plate, the grandstand shadow. They've had the banks of lights on in right field and along the first base side for a couple of innings. First base side illuminating the area around home plate. Fly ball, left field, slicing away, and it's a fair ball. Armas to third. In there. Double for Gedman. So Rich Gedman gets his 2nd one. And the Red Sox are unrelenting.
Pair of doubles for Gedman in this ball game today. He put the Red Sox on the board first. Actually, it was the Gedman-Armas combination that got involved in that. A base hit by Armas, and then a wild pitch. The double by Gedman, putting the Red Sox out in front in the 2nd inning. And that combination has worked here, not to produce a run, but to set runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out.
The batter, Spike Owen. He's had a hit. 1 for 3 officially. Has a run batted in. Hit with a pitch, or got a walk, rather, with the bases loaded. Red Sox have scored in every which way in this one. They've had 11 hits. A little bit high again. 2-0 to Owen. And with the bullpen all in the dugout and not out there and not able to throw, it looks like it's Aquino forever. Strike to Gedman. 2 balls, 1 strike. Bill Buckner, Marty Barrett. What a side of the infield they have been this year. Good change that time by Aquino. 2-2. 2-2 to Owen. Red Sox have only 3 more hits than Toronto, but Big difference in the run department. 5 unearned runs out of the 10 runs that they have. 2-2 offering. Struck him out on the same kind of slow breaking stuff. And that's 1 away. Have a station break on the TV 38 Red Sox Network.
This is TV 38. WSBK TV, Boston.
The hand is for Wade Boggs as he's up at the plate with that gaudy 353 mark. Got his 200th hit today. A single in the 4th inning, driving in 2 runs. He's 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Chance to drive in a couple more right here. 1 out, runners at 2nd and 3rd. Out of play. 0-2. And there is the franchise Roger Clemens. Needless to say anything about the year he's had. He's been just so super. 0-2, the count to Boggs. Ground ball right side. Gruber with it. Garth Orge with it, throwing out Boggs, and a run scores. It is now 11-3. RBI for Boggs. His 3rd of the afternoon and his 68th of the year. Armas scoring on the play and Gedman going to 3rd. There are 2 outs now. Marty Barrett is up. Red Sox with an 8-run lead. Barrett taking high, ball 1. Kind of nice to see Marty get on and give Buckner his chance to hit in his 17th straight game. He's 0 for so far in this one. And a breaking pitch for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Despite the fact that this has been more of a laugher than anything else, the fans are supercharged. They are waiting for the 9th inning to come. It seems never to be here, but it's very close away now. 2-1. An unending afternoon as far as time is concerned, but these folks don't care. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's punched down the line in right, and it's a fair ball. Gedman scores the 12th run. Barrett comes up with his 3rd hit and his 4th run batted in. Boy, that's Barrett country down in there. So he does give Buckner a chance.
I think Marty, earlier in this season, kind of found that spot for a lot of other Red Sox hitters. He certainly has used it more than any of the rest of them, but a lot of them have found it safely. They found it nice. And boy, what an afternoon Marty's having. What a day. What a day this whole ball club is having, really.
Bill Buckner with a 16-game hitting streak on the line. Strike. Buck is 0 for 5. Grounded out a couple of times, had a fielder's choice, popped to short and flied to left. And the fans starting, they're showing the na-na, hey, goodbye, started by the White Sox fans years ago. Buckner gets his base hit. 17 straight games for Billy Buckner. Ties his career high.
Another quality pitch, too. Breaking ball, just getting that outside corner. He lines it into center field. I've seen a lot of guys hit 320. I've seen a lot of guys hit 210. I've seen a lot of guys hit 250. I've seen a lot of guys who hit 320, did not hit a hard 320. I've seen a lot of guys who hit 230, hit hard 230s. That man's hit the hardest 270 I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely. He's come up a long, long way from a slow start and a tough start where he was line driving things into people's gloves for a batch of time through April and May and into June. 1 ball and no strikes to Jim Rice. He's looking for his first hit of the afternoon. He's 0 for 4. Fly ball right field, and Gruber is back. Kelly Gruber, fighting the sun, makes the catch on Rice. The inning's over. They get 2 runs. And after 8 innings, it's 12-3 Boston. So here we are at the 9th inning. On September 28, 1986, the Red Sox 3 outs away from being the new Eastern Division champions. The security force is out along the first base and third base lines and back to the plate. The horses are in the bullpens and on the runways. And Oil Can Boyd looking for a complete game victory and his 16th, which would be the first year he's gotten as many as 16 wins. They're all up. Everybody's up at Fenway Park. The 9th inning is at hand. Finally, the bullpen guys looking on. Bob Stanley and the rest leaning over, facing the sunlight and facing the diamond. Rick Leach is the first man up against Boyd. Foul, strike 1. One strike to Leach. Two strikes to Leach. Oh, what a happy bench they are. They're ready. The curveball dropped over for strike 3. Number 9 for Boyd. Good curveball, perfect location, and Leach is caught looking. Number 9. Manny Lee, the batter. To left field. Jim Rice. 2 out. This is Yawkey. 1 out away. Boyd will work to Kelly Gruber. Ball 1. Gruber has had 1 hit in 2 times up. Came into the game in the 5th inning, had a double. A high pop-up. This may do it. Buckner is there. It's all over. The Red Sox are the new division champions.